Hey everybody, happy Lunch and Learn. So I'm pre-recording this because I accidentally booked a skincare class at the same time Lunch and Learn is. But I want to share with you 5 tips that I think are really going to make a huge impact on your June. So grab a piece of paper. These tips are quick. Tip number 1, these all are things that came up with me this week. So I really want you guys to learn from any of my errors or whatever. So tip number 1 is to cross-confirm your hostess. Okay, let me give you an example. I have a skincare class today. The hostess, when I give her a sample text, it says, please text Diane, my Mary Kay girl, at this number with your skin type and your address, and she'll get your samples in the mail. So as soon as she sends that out, I start getting all these texts, right? And then I'm reaching out to each of those women saying, I have a few questions to ask you about your skin. I'm pre-profiling them. I'm making their packet and I'm mailing them. I'm assuming, lesson learned, that they're all talking to Keisha, my hostess, saying, hey, I'm coming. I'm super excited. Thanks for inviting me or whatever. So what happened, and that's, I almost always do this, and I didn't do it for this party, and it came back to bite me. So here, let me tell you what happened. She texted me last night, my hostess, and said, it looks like I'm getting called into work. I think I need to postpone tomorrow because we have our party at noon. And I said, oh, sorry to hear you have to go to work. I said, you've got 4 of your friends jumping on though. And she says, oh my gosh, who RSVP'd? And I'm thinking to myself, oh, Diane, seriously. So I texted her back. I go, I apologize. I thought I had let you know that Crystal, Shannon, Joanne, and Cherie are all coming. They've already all got their packets. And she says, okay, well, I'll try to jump on depending on how crazy work is. Go ahead and pamper them. And I said, well, if you can't jump on, I'll set up something privately with you for like a 20-minute or 30-minute private appointment. She's like, okay, great. Have fun. I hope to join you. Now, cross confirmation means this. This is, if you don't get one more thing out of today's lesson, this is super key. When Keisha sent out that text, and the very first person who texted me back was a woman named Crystal. As soon as I get Crystal's text, I've got her address, her skin type, and all that. My very next text needs to be back to Keisha, the hostess, and say, so excited, Crystal's coming to your party. Her samples are already in the mail. Okay, now she's not going to consider postponing or canceling because one of her clients, the number 1 fear of a hostess is that no one's going to come to her party, right? And then literally that same day, Shannon texted me and she said, I'm coming to Keisha's party, blah, blah, blah. As soon as I get done with her text, I should have texted Keisha and said, oh my gosh, so excited. Shannon's jumping on too. Her samples are in the mail. And so it's called cross confirmation. It's once you confirm the guest, it's letting the hostess know that you've got somebody coming. And tell you how this also played out on Monday night. I have a skincare class, and it was a gal who said, well, it's really bad timing. All my friends are on vacation. They're all taking off. I think I'll just postpone it. And I said, well, actually, Marcia emailed me. Marcia texted me that she wanted to join you. So why don't I just do the 2 of you? And she's like, oh, okay, that's great. So rather than have the party postpone, I would rather do the hostess by herself solo, and I sell it to her as a private appointment. And I would say to this gal, I'd say, oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear none of your family can come that day, but since I've already got you in my date book and that time blocked off, let's you and I do a private appointment. Should take 30 minutes or less, and I can pamper you. And then if you want to share it with friends afterwards, we can talk about that. No obligation, of course, blah, 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 because I'd rather get her to use her samples before she rips them open and uses them in the wrong order or whatever. It's really, really key. So cross confirmation, number 1 thing on your list today. Okay, number 2 on your list is follow up, follow up, follow up. I can't tell you this enough. So make a list of these people. Follow up. If you did the preferred customer mailing, that would be a high priority today. And it could be a sample, simple text. And the first one, you're trying to create them to play. You just want them to text you back. So the first one could be a picture of the lookbook, which you can steal off of Mary Kay in Touch. And it could be, has your catalog, have you received the catalog that I mailed you? Or it could be, did you try the sample on page 2? And then they'll say, well, I never even got my catalog, or I just got it, or whatever. So follow up with the lookbook people is key. The second group to follow up with is anybody who's bought from you literally in the last 12 months. So if you go back onto In Touch or however you track customers and look at who has bought anything from you. I don't care if it was a satin hand set for Christmas gifts or whatever. Anybody who's purchased anything from you, you need to follow up with. So what do you do if they bought a satin hands from me back in November and I haven't connected with them and they haven't connected with me? How do I bridge that gap? I would do something like, I would take a selfie of me smiling, maybe holding up the new boosters. Like I might do something like this, like something, because I'm kind of cheesy. So you, if you're more serious, do whatever you want. But I might take a quick selfie of me like this, holding my lookbook or whatever. And I might just say, hey, do you remember me? I'm your Mary Kay girl who took care of you with your satin hands in November. I'm just trying to get them to respond. Not like, hey, do you want anything? Do you want a catalog? Do you want to book a party? No. Do you remember me? I'm just trying to engage them. Does that make sense? You're going to follow with everybody who bought from you. Second group is, who have you facialed in, let's just say, since in the last 12 months that did not buy. So I don't know how you do it, but on my skincare party tracking sheets, as they jump on, well, anyway, I track them so that I know if they've bought or if they haven't bought. So if you didn't do that, that's okay. What I would do is I'd either go look at your profiles or however you keep track of who you're putting the product on their face. If you do like a tracking sheet like this, where you write their names, you might just go back and say, okay, who doesn't have a number written on their face? Because I track that. So anyway, you're going to reach out to everybody who didn't buy, and I'll tell you why. It's timing. Maybe at the time of the facial, she was out of a job, money was tight, whatever was going on. And now with the skincare being 60% off, you could offer her some amazing specials. So anybody who didn't buy from you is the second category. Third category is anybody who you know that she, the mom, has a daughter or a son. It could be a daughter in their 20s, 30s, whatever, or it could be a teen. The reason why is if the mom gets skincare for her, I'm allowing her to get another set at half off. So if her daughter's 24, she could get her daughter the Miracle set at half off. If her daughter is 14, she could get Botanical at 50% off or Clear Proof at 50% off. And then does she have a man in her life? Because men don't need more barbecue tools. And whether you celebrate holidays or not, or whatever, if you're going to get a guy just a I love you gift, why not get him skincare and a charcoal mask? That would be even, and if he's a minimalist guy, get him the cleanser and the day cream and a charcoal mask. Like those three to me would be essentials. All right, so you've got the people who got your lookbook, you've got who has bought from you in the last 12 months, who hasn't bought from you in the last 12 months, who has a daughter. Now, when you're reaching out to the lookbook people, you might say, by the way, do you have a teenager? Do you have a young adult in your life from 13 to 22? That could be a question that you text your lookbook clients. And they might say, well, yeah, actually I have a daughter who's 21. Why? And you say, well, I was just thinking because it's buy a set, get a set, you know, that kind of a thing, because moms are always looking out for their kids. Okay. The next group I want you to think about to follow up with is who has a June birthday. And I would do something special. I'm going back to offering them any one item in the entire line at half off, like literally any one of anything. But if with the 60% discount on you could maybe offer them a shopping spree at 15 or 20%, whatever you want to do. But June birthdays. Now, if you don't usually do birthdays, I would suggest you go back and honor May birthdays and say, effective June 1, I'm doing this birthday promotion, but I feel bad that anybody in May missed it because I hadn't implemented it yet. So I'm going back to all my May birthdays. So that gives you a reason to reach out to all your May customers for that. Okay. All right. So that's your second idea, is super, super tight follow-up. Third idea is plan something special to have $1,000 day. Now, I know you might be going, $1,000 day, Diane, are you kidding me? I've never had $1,000 week. Well, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but what I will tell you is if you put it out there, you got nothing to lose, right? So $1,000 day could be, what I'm going to do is June 21st is the official first day of summer. So that's when I'm going to do my $1,000 day. And I'm just going to let my customers know, oh my gosh, I'll let them know like on the 15th. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm having this, I have a goal to break my own record and have $1,000 day. It'll be on June 21st, which is the first official day of summer. I'll be doing special, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm just throwing that out there. Now, if you're trying to finish your star, what I would do is I would pick maybe 10 people to approach that are clients of yours and offer them a star certificate. And so say, hey, have I already explained to you the Mary Kay Star Certificate program, because it's very limited. So again, I'm just trying to get them to text me back. And when they text me back, no, you didn't, then now it's open season. Now I'm able to share, right? So then I would say, so if Lori said that to me, she'd go, no, you didn't. I'd say, well, I only have 10 certificates that I can do this with, and I'd love one to be you. I thought maybe you might be interested. It has a $125 face value and the cost is $100. So you spend it whenever, however fast you want. There's no expiration date. I can also give it to you in $20 increments or $25 increments, $25 gift certificate. If you would like to gift one to your daughter or your sister or whoever, you could give them a gift certificate. So I could give you one for $125 or I could give you 5 that are worth 25, whatever you want, but the cost to you today is only 100. So you're basically getting $25 of free product. Well, if you have 5 people take advantage of that, gang, that's $500. No product off your shelf, but $500 cash. So again, now they could turn around and say to you, well, can I use that on the 50% off special? Let them use it on whatever they want. Who cares? Just like get the sales, right? All right. So that's idea number 3. Idea number 4 is you've got to think positive, especially this month. And I want you guys to really train your brains. Are you expecting great things to happen? Are you expecting abundance? Are you expecting the next phone call to be your next $1,000 hostess? What are you expecting? Are you telling yourself, oh, I just listened to the news, inflation's higher, they're raising interest rates, nobody can find formula? Like, are you in that mode, or are you in the mode of, you know what? God is going to bless my business. I'm going to do the work and the blessings are going to come. I'm expecting now is the time everybody is going to want to get on skincare. All right. Now, with that said, I want to share one really quick tip with you. When I'm profiling and I have women on the phone, which I do probably 90% of the time, I actually physically get them on the phone. When they text me their name and their address, oh, my skin's normal, I say, I have a couple quick questions to ask you about your skin. Can I give you a call? And if they say sure, then I jump on the phone, and it's usually, honest to goodness, a 2-minute conversation. And here's one of the key questions I ask them. two key questions. Question number 1 is, tell me what your nighttime routine looks like when you're getting your face ready for bed. It's exactly what I say. And what that tells me is if they say, oh, I'm a soap and water girl, whatever, it tells me if they're a minimalist, if they're into anti-aging, or what they're into, right? So I say, tell me what your nighttime routine looks like. And I'm writing down brands, like they'll say Aveeno this, or they'll say Neutrogena that, or they'll say Clarins. I mean, like whatever their brand is, whatever they're using, that's what I'm sharing, right? And so I'm writing that down. And then here's the key question. If it doesn't sound like there's any anti-aging in what they're using, if they're mentioning different brands that I know are not anti-aging, if they're using soap and water or Aveeno or whatever, and then I'll say to them, is anti-aging important to you? And I did this with 3 people yesterday, and guess what? All 3 were minimalists. They all said, oh, I pretty much don't do much. And I said, oh, are you a minimalist? And they said, yeah, pretty much. And I said, so is anti-aging important to you? Now, let me tell you how important it is to plant the seed. And all 3 of them chuckled and said, well, actually, yes, it's probably supposed to be. I guess I need to get on a good routine. I said, okay, so if I send you anti-aging samples, you're open to experience that. And she goes, yeah, that sounds great. Now I've got 3 women chasing me, like mentally chasing me, saying, when's the envelope going to come? When are we jumping on virtually? Does that make sense? So whatever you expect, you guys, is exactly what you're going to get back. If you expect no one's going to buy, this is a tough time, it's exactly what you're going to get. And the number 5 thing is your gold medal this month. I will tell you guys, if Mary Kay herself was alive and left you a personal voicemail that said, my dear Diane, I would love to have a cup of coffee with you, and I'd love to set aside a half hour of my time. If you'll just add 5 to your team, I'd love to spend that time with you. You guys, we would find 5 people to join Mary Kay in a heartbeat, like boom, 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 boom. But play the game. Pretend you are having coffee with Mary Kay. In fact, if you get your gold medal, please reach out to me, because I'd love to send you maybe one of the little books that I have of Mary Kay quotes and stuff. It is about how you ask. So I was helping a new consultant last night close her party. We were just calling people the day after the party, right? And one of the gals, when we asked, are you interested in the info on Mary Kay? She put no. Okay. So when we're closing her, and she says, well, I can't get this because I can't really afford that. And I said, so she brought up something about, I don't have any time to do my skin because of my long commute. And I said, oh, what do you do? She says, oh, I work in a call center, blah, blah, blah. And I said, do you love your job? She says, no, I can't stand my job. And I said, oh, okay. And again, we're closing to the sale of the product from the party. We're not there to share the career opportunity necessarily. And all I did was plant a seed to her. I said, well, I said, I don't normally do this because I don't necessarily normally do this. And I said, would you be opening to watching a short video? I said, there's something, because she's super bubbly. I said, there's something about your personality. I don't know if you're looking for a side hustle or some extra cash, or if an extra $600 to $1,000 super part-time would matter to you, but would you be open to watch a video? I said, now, if you watch it in 24 hours and text me, I'm going to do something called listen for a lip gloss, and I'm going to send you a lip gloss. And she goes, really? I said, yeah, the video is like 6 minutes long. And I happen to send her Leah Loughlin, but you could send her any video. And so she immediately texted me back about 25 minutes later. I already watched it, very impressed. I have questions for you. Now, this is a gal who was just about to buy an eye cream and a micellar water from this consultant, who put down, are you interested in the opportunity? No. So all I'm saying to you guys is, How are you asking and who are you asking? Are you asking everyone? So here's my challenge to you. And I know some of you are going to think I'm nuts, but just trust me, please. I'm going to ask you guys every day between now and the end of June. I just want you to ask 5 women that you know, and don't tell me you don't know 5 women every day. You know 5 women. You'll start with the easy ones, right? And then you'll get to the chicken list people. Ask 5 people if they're interested in the opportunity. So I've got a client who's already in another direct selling business. I already know she's going to say no because I approached her a couple months ago. She buys a ton of product from me. So I'm going to approach her again, but asking her for a referral and say, you know, Laura, I know you're super successful at what you do, but I'm looking for people just like you who want to be a part of the skincare industry. And can I just share some more information with you? Or could I get you to check this out? Or, you know, whatever. But what if you just literally went through anybody who's bought anything from you in the last 12 months? I mean, if they bought an eyeshadow from you, I'd share the opportunity. Here's a gal who normally my new consultant wouldn't have shared about the opportunity with her because she wrote down no. And she's telling her that she's already broke. But with a couple of questions about, well, what do you do? Do you love your job? I don't know if you'd ever think about a side hustle, but I know you probably, and this is, so what I'm getting at is just ask. To be able to be a part of this gold medal program is key. And if it's your first gold medal, you get to walk across stage at seminar. And most exciting, in addition to that, is having a private class with Lori Mayfield Banks. So you guys, I know you can do this. So here's the 5 things again. Cross-confirming your hostess, I said, is number 1. Number 2, follow up, lookbook people, birthdays, who's bought, who hasn't bought, all of that. Number 3, plan something special to have $1,000 day. If your day goes a bust and you only sell $610, oh, bummer, right? You sold $610 if you don't hit your $1,000 mark. But what if you break it and you do $1,000 day? I've done it before, and there's actually $1,000 day letter if you want help with that. I'm happy to post that. Okay. And then number 4 is think positive and expect positive. And number 5 is gold medal, gold medal, gold medal, gold medal. You guys all know 5 people who would spend $30 to get started. It's not necessarily how much they order. It's just getting 5 agreements. Once 5 agreements go in 1 calendar month, it's a gold medal. All right, you guys have a great day. I'm so excited for you.